Or they try to.
All right, welcome back to the Pittsburgh Business Virgin. We are sitting here with Kirk Vogel of the Walnut Grove Restaurant, located in Wexford, Fox Chapel, and a couple locations in Shayside as well. Kirk, one of the biggest things we see as I think any business owner is your ability to market and get the word out to your clients. What message are you trying to get across? How are you bringing in the people? So I wanted to hear a little bit more about how that's working for you and your restaurants.
Okay. We bring in the people by being involved in the community as far as our most effective means of marketing. All of our restaurants, whether it be Shadyside, Fox Chapel, North Hills, we're involved in all the different schools, local businesses, local residents, donations, charity events, whatever it may be, whatever allows us to work a two-way street with the community, because I think that's the most effective way, because you're building relationships, and restaurant business is about building a relationship with our guests, and once they feel comfortable with the people that they're working with, it's very easy to go in and recognize someone or know their name, and that brings customers back. And we're looking for guests to come in a couple times a week opposed to once a month.
But the marketing, I think the key though, and I think this is a big learning lesson to everybody watching this, is one of the first segments we were talking about systems, and we were talking about the training and the fact that you have a 5-day training program that you put new associates through and everything else. If you're out doing all of that with the community and then they come in, you better make sure you're delivering
Absolutely.
the actual product to keep them coming in. Because all that goodwill is one thing, but if they come in and have a bad experience at your restaurant,
doesn't work.
Yeah,
they'll forget about it real quick.
It's going to be a one-hit wonder, right?
Right, absolutely, and that's where you have the one-way street, which we try to avoid. So they do work hand in hand, and the marketing, on a more micro scale of what we do, if we're marketing something new, just for that reason alone, we won't even start the marketing until the staff knows 100% about what we're doing before we put the market out to the public. Because that's also another way to kind of trip over yourself, is you have the marketing go out for a specific campaign, whatever you may be doing, and then the guest comes in and half of your staff doesn't know exactly what the guest is asking for. And we've learned that in the past. It happens. It's breakdown of communication. So we're very careful about how we market things, making sure everyone's aware of it before we get the marketing word out there. So that definitely helps.
You have to know your targeted clientele. You want to make sure that you know what you're going after when you are putting out these marketing pieces, and what you can expect back from them, and have organization around that. Would you agree on that?
I do agree. On the local store marketing, where you're in the out there just with your 1.5 mile, 2 mile radius, you're trying to hit everybody. Because those are the guests that are coming, and we can cater to families, businesses, individuals, romantic nights, whatever it may be. So we try to get everybody. When we do broader marketing, that's when we try to be much more specific. We'll try to do more direct mailing pieces. Our radio ads are targeted at certain times. We're looking for our demographic that we have to be a little more careful about, because if you're in the east end of Pittsburgh, where we don't have, the west end, such as out here in Robinson, we don't have a presence. Right. So you may not know who we are or what type of restaurant we are. So we're a little more targeted with our advertising for that, which makes a difference.
I guess one question I had was, when you think about the marketing and being, how do you quantify what those results should be? I guess that's something
that's a good question.
Yeah, because for me that's always been a challenge.
Sure.
Of, hey, I'm going to spend X, Y, and Z. Half the time you're like, just let me get my money back out of it,
Right.
But then what is a good factor that you're looking for? Is it 2 times, 5 times? I mean, do you?
It kind of depends on what we're marketing. Some
Okay.
you're not going to get the money back on. When we do some broader marketing, it's more or less a branding, a name recognition, making people remember that we're out there. And it's very tough to quantify who's coming in because of that type of marketing. Yep. So I can't really put a specific factor to it and say, if I'm spending $20,000 on radio, I'm going to get $40,000 out of that. that campaign.
Okay.
Our very specific marketing that if we use a direct mail piece that has an incentive for the guest to come in, then we're looking for for the demographics we pick. We typically are looking for close to a 10% return, which is pretty high. A lot of people will tell you 2 or 3% is fantastic. We look for a higher return with those type of incentives because we're going to a smaller market base that will come to the restaurant.
So just so people understand what you're saying there, if you're spending, call it 10 grand on something, you are expecting to get 11 grand back out of it at a 10%?
That's a redemption. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, if we look at it a little bit differently, if I was spending, if I sent out to 50,000 people, that same ad, I'm looking for, 5,000 of those people to come in.
Oh, to be okay. So not a money thing, but an actual
how many
exposure.
people are going to come based on this exposure. And
10%
then if I were to
exposure.
take, then take our different metrics of our restaurant and add that to the 5,000 people that came in, then I can get a gross dollar and then put that over the amount I spent and have a better factor. So it depends on what
response.
the ad is.
Response rates really
response
is what you're looking for.
And you'll hear a lot of times people say a couple percent is a good response rate. We try to be more up to that 10% rate.
All right. Hold it there. We're going to come back. We're going to talk to you about your recipe for success. What are some of the sort of the main points that entrepreneurs out there thinking about starting their business need to really consider if they're going to be successful like you and the rest of your partners. All right. So come back with Kirk. Once again, if you're looking at his restaurants, go to www.walnutgroverestaurant.com. You can get all the information, the menus, book rooms. If you want to do a business event, you have all the AV, all the audio, video there everything you need. It's a plug and play because you got a system.
That's right, man.
You got a system. Come right back for the recipe from Kirk.